My husband and I started it because I got involved in the orphan bear issue back in 2012 with an orphan bear cub in Manitoba named Macoon, and it came to light that there was no place for orphan bear cubs to go in Manitoba, and we were one of the only provinces at the time that had a black bear population that had no rehabilitation facility. I kind of took it on as, as my issue to kind of deal with and fix, and that's why we started, because there was a need, and it had to be done. You're feeding them, sheltering them, giving them proper medical care as they need it, giving them a natural environment for them to practice climbing and to eat berries off of a tree and dig and swim and practice all of the skills that they're going to need when they're released. And we're just basically sheltering them, and then we release them when they get to a large enough size. At the moment, we have 15 cubs. 2 cubs are from Pinawan. Yeah, that story is quite public, but they went through a real trauma, like just this whole thing of their mother being shot and the sound of a gun going off, and then the mother's, chased down the street. And the cubs would have been running behind her, and she was wounded. She was probably vocalizing that she was in pain, and then, took 3 shots, so they had all these gunshots going off and people chasing them, and then she died, and then they went up a tree, and conservation came in the morning, I think, and got them in the tree and sedated them. They've been quite traumatized acting, so the male he was quite lethargic. He's still not acting like a normal cub would, and his sister was the opposite. She was quite frantically trying to get out and climbing the walls and trying to get out the window, and so she kind of went hyper and he kind of went lethargic. There's always different attractants, and it's mostly food items with a scent. Bird feeders has been the number one reason that bears are going into communities and into people's yards. So we're asking everyone, if you live in bear country or there's the slightest chance that a bear might be around, to please take down your bird feeders from April 1st until December 1st when bears are out and about. Barbecues, we're recommending people make sure that they keep their barbecue, the grill clean, and if there's a grease trap, to keep it clean. If you have an outside dog or you feed a dog outside, to not store the bag of dog food in a porch or anywhere where a bear can access it. In the wild, they're 16 to 17 months old when the mother chases them away. But we actually do the late fall release, the reason being the newest science by Dr. John Beecham, as I was explaining. He's written a lot of papers on bears, and they're finding that the fall release, there's actually a higher survival rate than if you do a spring release in June or July, because when you release them in the late fall, people have left the woods, like the cottagers and the hikers, and the woods are quiet. Release them in the fall, and they've got 5 months removed from any human contact, and they hibernate. And the other key to it is that the mother kicks them out in the spring when they get to a certain size, when they're able to fend for themselves against predators. Well, we get them even bigger than that size the previous fall, so they're actually as capable, if not more capable, of fending off predators in the fall adult size than they are when the mother kicks them out. So it's like a level playing field. Monetary donations are great because we have to buy dog kibble for them, and we've got vet bills and just supplies. We always need to buy supplies for them, so people can donate that way. Because we're a registered charity, everyone gets a tax receipt. Each bear, on average, costs $2,000 to raise. And then if we go to put the GPS collars on them, the collars work out to about $3,000 a piece. So far we've collared all of our bears that we've released, but this year we're up to 15 cubs so far. So we really need to do some fundraising to buy collars so that we can find out what happens to all of these cubs when they leave here.